Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Beloved Otisoju and I'm a makeup artist and a YouTuber currently based in Ilorin. If this is your first time seeing my face, welcome. And if this isn't your first time, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I am going to be giving you guys a very simple beginner's makeup. This is not necessarily every day, but is really going to be beginner friendly. I'm going to be showing you guys how to apply things properly and just everything you need to do to get a flawless makeup as a beginner. So without much talk, let's get right into the video. So the first thing you need to do before you start your makeup is clean your face. I already did that off camera. You should make sure that you clean your face so that you have a clean base before you start your whole routine. If you are just having your bath, you can have your bath and do like your whole skincare routine. Then you can start the makeup. But it is like really important that you clean your face with cleanser, wipes. Just make sure that you are having a very clean base for your makeup routine. So the next thing you need to do for your face is you apply your moisturizer. I am using the Blossom Moist Essence moisturizer. So that's the next thing you need to do for your face. Prior to all the things that people do now, like they add a lot of things, the most important two things as a beginner you need is your moisturizer and your primer. Those are like very important for like a good makeup base. You can apply it with your hands or with a clean makeup brush. If you're applying it with your hands, make sure that your hands are, clean before applying it. So the next thing you want to apply your face is primer. For my primer, I'm using the My Cheek Cosmetics hydrating primer. So that's the next thing you want to apply. If you have a dry skin, you should use hydrating primers, and if you have oily skin, you should use mattifying primers. Now that you've applied your primer, you can go ahead and spray your face to let it set in. Then make sure you wait for this to dry and dry properly before you then apply your foundation. So when your setting spray is properly dried, the next thing you want to use a beauty blender to blend in your foundation. There are two things you can use to blend in your foundation. You can use a brush or you can use the beauty blender. Brushes tend to give a more full coverage, then beauty blender tends to give a lesser coverage. So depends on what you want, but I would personally recommend a beauty blender because it's easier to blend for beginners. What I'm also using is the Blossom Baby Foundation. So just make sure you blend it in properly before going into the next step. So next we have concealer, and for my concealer I'm going to be using the Elegance Beauty HD High Definition Pro Concealer. So you're just going to use that. So for your concealer, you're going to be applying it in your T-zone area. That is your forehead, under your eyes, the tip of your nose, and your jaw. You can also choose to blend that with a brush or with your beauty blender. For one side of my eyes, I'm going to be using a brush, and for the other side, I'm going to be using a beauty blender, so you can see the difference. So when you're blending, when you should know that you should stop blending is when you do not see harsh lines. Harsh lines are like clear demarcations between, should I say, two shades. Like when there's no clear demarcation where the shade of concealer ends and where your the shade of foundation begins, something like that. You don't want to dare to make it look so fake. You don't want harsh lines. So that's when you should know that, okay, you're done blending. So next is contour. For your contour, you just simply want to use a shade, concealer shade that is darker than your skin color, and you're going to be putting it under your cheekbone. To know where your cheekbone is, you can just do like this, and so you'll be able to see the outline of where your cheekbones end, and that's where you should apply your contour. Also the sides of your nose, you start from the beginning of your brows. Your forehead. And depending on what you want, you can also add under your jawline, but this is the basic thing you should do. And then once again, you blend it properly. When you're blending, make sure you blend upwards. And then blend your forehead downwards. Next, you apply your blush. I don't think it's possible to do makeup as a black girl without blush anymore. There's just this finesse it adds to your makeup that makes it look like better, because your face has color, and so you need to add that color to your face. Don't be afraid to blush. You are allowed to blush even as a black girl. So next, you want to set your face. To set my face, I'm using the Hegai and Esther setting powder in caramel. So I'm using the Hegai and Esther setting powder in caramel, and so that's what you are going to be using to set the face. So you just want to like use your beauty blender. She's alright, that girl is alright, then yeah. Using a powder darker than your face, you can also use a bronzer for this. You apply it on your contoured area. Apply your shade of powder on the rest of your face generously. That is on the places that were not highlighted and contoured. Want to move to our eyebrows and our eyes. I would personally advise you bake your face before this, because sometimes you tend to stain your face while doing this, but if you feel like you can handle it, you can do without that. Sometimes shadow can fall on your eyes, so when your face is baked you can easily like swipe it off, but if you feel like you can apply it without staining your face, can go ahead and skip this step. Actually can apply it without staining my face, but for the sake of this video I am going to be using the setting powder. You can also reverse contour to highlight your contour. That's like just using the powder under your contour place. Next we have our brows. I personally do not draw my brows. I mostly just like brush it up, and that is all I do. But for the sake of this video I am going to be drawing my brows, the first thing you should do before drawing your brows is to carve your brows. Also, I do not carve my brows, so unfortunately I cannot show that, but maybe I will do like a separate video for brows with another person's face where I can carve the brows and show you guys properly. But yeah, just like brush it all. So if your brows are properly carved, when you carve the brows, to draw your brows, all you need to do is just follow the shape of the already carved brows. That is why you need to carve your brows quite properly, so that you'll be able to draw it well and it will like be easy for you to find easy. So you're just going to use it to outline the shape of the brows how you want it to be. Do not overdraw. That means do not go way below your brows and do not go way above your brows, so that you can have a natural finished look. When you're drawing it, just make sure you are really light-handed so it doesn't look too fake. Also be very light-handed so it gives you this natural look. Brush. So next, we're going to be concealing the brows using a lighter shade for the outer corner, and for the inner corner you're going to be using a darker shade. I would personally recommend darker, not dark, but like brown colors, like nude colors if you are a beginner. I'm not saying you cannot wear bright colors, but like when you're starting off, you don't want to start off with colors so that if you make mistakes it doesn't look so obvious. So I'm going to be going in with a brown shade. I'm using the Nuban by Juvia's eyeshadow palette. So you're going to use that, and using a blending brush You're going to put it in your transition, use it as your transition shade, and just blend it properly. For my eyelid, I'm going to be using a shimmery shade. For easy application, you can always just use your hands and like dab it into your hands and just apply it on your out. And then lastly, you can apply your eyeliner. You can choose to apply a wing liner, but like drawing your eyeliner just simple would be more advisable. If you want to go all out, you can try to wing it. So this is my lashes, whipping the excess powder away. So you can see this very stain here I made with my mascara. I'm just going to be leaving it there until it dries, and then I'm going to blend it away. My eyes, I'm just going to be applying, I'm not going to put in anything in with my waterline because I have eye issues, and so whenever I put things under my eyes it makes my eye hot, so I always avoid putting things in my waterline unless it's very necessary. So I'm just going to be using a brown concealer right under the waterline, so you just want to blend it out. Then we can finally move to the lips. For my lips, I hardly ever go away from this. This is very simple to apply. It's beginner friendly, and so that's what I'm going to be doing for my lips. You guys, unfortunately my camera went off, and so the only thing you guys missed was the lips. I basically used just brown lip liner and Blossom Afro Lip palette in Chi and Zite, and then I had added a little bit of Bola. So these were the three colors I used for my lip, and I then sprayed my setting spray again, and this is the final look.